Hey guys, so there has been this thing that has been in the back of my mind for a long time, and I figured right now would be a good time just to talk about it, and this is just for myself and for everybody around me, and that is why people think it's so bad to express yourself. I decided to do a video about this issue because as a person who has a slight addiction to being on Tumblr and Instagram, Facebook, the list goes on. And what I've been noticing lately is how people are getting criticized like really terribly for what they do to express themselves, whether it's by how you dress, how you do your hair, how you do your makeup. I wanted to talk about that because I'm trying to figure out what is so bad about doing that. Not only did I want to talk about that, but I also wanted to talk about why it's okay and that why you shouldn't be ashamed to go out and express yourself, because it's a part of being a human. For some reason, people don't see that anymore and they think of it as being taboo or all this horse shit. And I wanted to clarify that because I know there's some people that follow me that are going through this right now, including myself, not now, but before. But this is just something just to help with people to realize that it's perfectly normal to be yourself. So the first thing I want to talk about is why or how do people think expressing yourself is a bad thing. And I wanted to create a topic about this because every now and then I like to check on my old videos, just because I do get notifications like all the time whenever I log on. And what I've been noticing when I had my side fringe with the turquoise hair, the red and the blonde, I got a lot of criticism for the way I looked. If you want to see an example of what I'm talking about, go through the comments of one of my videos called A Day in the Life of Your Average Teen Kid. This video I posted about 2.5, 3 years ago, and this was just solely talking about how I felt about the way I acted or portrayed myself when I was going through this little phase when I was 15, 16. And literally, I got positive feedback from it, but literally there was so many people that are criticizing me because of the way I looked now. It's like, oh, you still look the same. Why are you doing this? Or you still look like shit. And I got so much negative feedback from that, even though I was just talking about just myself and just how I felt about it. And for some reason, people got offended about it. So they felt the need to tell me why it was wrong to do what I did. It doesn't make sense. First of all, before anybody says anything, it doesn't bother me a bit because it does not affect me, because these people, I don't know who they are. But what I'm trying to get is people are telling me, oh, that doesn't look right on you. That makes you look ugly, and why would you do that to yourself? Not a lot of people do that, and you shouldn't be doing that. That's so annoying, and why can't you look like this? Why can't you look like that? And that's an issue to me and for everybody else, because I don't understand that. Because the same people that try to criticize me are the same kind of people that look just like me. And I'm not trying to say that because, they're copying me, so they're trying to be like me. No, I don't mean that at all. I'm just saying that when someone is trying to tell you that this certain type of haircut looks stupid, but then that person who says that has the same kind of hairstyle, it's very hypocritical, and that's coming from a lot of people that are trying to criticize me and other people, and that's what I don't understand. And it's the same kind of people that when they're out on their reality, not on the internet, they do the same thing that we do. We want to wear what we feel is good on us or what we like, but then when they go on the internet, they have this ability of thinking they can tell people what they can or can't wear, even though they do that themselves. And that's what I find as a problem because there's nothing wrong with doing that. If they're going to do it, then why are they telling us we can't? And then it's like one of the best things I usually get is whenever I do something different with myself, I have people tell me,
"Oh, I'm going to unfollow you because your hair is a different color."
I don't give a shit. Like, so what? That's what I like to do. And for some reason people think people owe each other something. And you know, people complain that I don't have this kind of hairstyle, so therefore they don't like me. And it's like, why does that matter? And what makes you think I'm doing this for your approval? I'm doing this for myself, because that's the whole point of expressing yourself. I get this whole thing because it happens a lot on Tumblr. How ironic. And I say ironic because I started joining Tumblr 3 years ago. And I joined it because I had people tell me it was a great place to express yourself and that it was a safe place for people to tell their feelings, what they feel, and their opinion and their beliefs. And I was just like, oh, that's great. And so I joined it. And for maybe just a year, everything just started going downhill. Like, you couldn't look a certain way without getting criticized because that wasn't their standard of the Tumblr scene, I suppose. And I got that a lot. Especially before I did this, I just had red and blonde hair, and they're just like, you don't belong on here. And I was like, the hell? Like, this is Tumblr. 2 years later to now, everything is just backwards on there. It's so hard for you to be yourself without people trying to tell you what you shouldn't look like and whether they approve of it. And then when you do it, people aren't just happy. Like, they don't leave you alone. And I'm not saying that you should do what people want you to do because it makes them happy, because that's not right. But what I'm trying to say is when you are trying to be yourself on there, people don't approve of that, even though they preach that you should be yourself and do whatever you want. But as soon as somebody does that, they turn right back around and tell you you're wrong. And that doesn't make sense. And that applies to on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, any other social networking site. Anything you do, people are not going to like, and they're going to find something to complain about. And a lot of the one thing that people like to complain about is the way you look. And I remember too, once I changed the way I looked over the last 3 years to now, I still get people that complain that I'm like, oh, you're not sane enough, or you're still seen, or you're still emo, or are you trying to be hipster? And I don't get that. Like, and it's like, no matter what you do with yourself, someone's gonna try and like label you and then find something to complain about, because there's always something wrong, right? Like, I had one person complain to me that they were trying to give me like these valid reasons as to why I was still seen, and that was like, what, 2 weeks ago? And one of the reasons was because of how my hair looked. What also gets me is that people will be like, oh, in this generation, we should be like this and we should be like that, and that means like being open-minded and accepting people for who they are, with all these new things that are happening with, gay rights and being able to express yourself and being able to do things other people can't. But those same people do the complete opposite. They preach what we should do, but then they do the exact opposite. Like, they do what they oppose, and that's putting people down for what they do with themselves and what makes them happy. And that is honestly a big issue and a huge problem as to why it's so hard for people nowadays to be themselves, because those kind of people that tell them what they can or can't do and harass them out of it are the main reasons, and they're the problem. And that's the problem that people really need to stop doing. Honestly, I am 100% happy with how I look, and whenever I express that, there's always going to be someone that's going to come in and be like, oh, you're still ugly, and you're really fat, and you should do this to your hair because it doesn't look right, and you should wear this because that doesn't look right on you. I did not do this for someone's approval, okay? No one should do what they do for someone's approval and to feel accepted. We as people are allowed to express ourselves. And for people to say, no, you can't, and that's what I'm trying to explain, is because we're not going to go farther into the future, like with new abilities and progress, if we still have that mindset. You just can't. That's their only reason. They tell you you can't do something just because they don't like it. And that's a really bad problem, because that's going to affect people in the future. Like, if you tell them they can't do this just because you don't think it's right, then they're probably not going to do it based on how they feel about things. Like, if someone wants to dress a certain way because they want this certain kind of job, you shouldn't tell them they shouldn't do that they can't do it. That's not right. That's not going to help people be happy with themselves. But then again, the people that do this, they have nothing better to do. And that's what I try and tell people when they ask why people tell them they can't do this or they can't do that. It's because those people that are trying to be hateful, they have nothing better to do other than pick on people and try to get a rise out of you. That's all it is. They want to get a rise out of you so they can see if this one little complaint they have is going to affect the rest of your life. And I get a bunch of those every single day, especially on YouTube. But does it faze me? No, it does not faze me, because why should I let someone else tell me what I can do with my life? Now that I have that out of the way, I want to explain to you why it's okay to be yourself. First of all, it's human nature. You, as a human, can do whatever you want. You have that ability to do whatever you want with your hair, do whatever you want with your makeup, your clothes, your attitude, your outlook on life. It's perfectly normal, and you shouldn't feel ashamed to be yourself. From middle school, I was bullied for looking a certain way and liking certain kind of music, and it made me really feel embarrassed because I thought I was a joke to people. And this went on from 6th grade to 10th grade. And I thought, oh, actually no, I actually did feel ashamed, because I was like, why am I not a certain way? Why can't people like me? But then when you think about it, you weren't put on this earth to have the entire world accept you. The world is going to be harsh. That's the reality of it. Not everyone is going to be nice to you. There are going to be people that are going to appreciate you and love you and stuff, but you have to realize the entire world isn't going to feel the same way. And I'm not saying that to make you feel bad, but that's just how the world works, which is unfortunate. But take that as an advantage, because there are more people that are going to love you and appreciate you for who you are than people telling you the way you should look is in their way and that they don't like you. You shouldn't take that person's advice over someone that cares about you. That's where your priorities get mixed up. And not that you should listen to people about what they think about you, even though they're good to you. Take the positivity over the negativity, because you are more than that. You are more than someone's little pet for them to tell you what you should or shouldn't do in your life. Accept the compliments. When people say you're pretty, don't go into this little depressed mode and denying this person's compliment, because they mean it. They really do. And I mean it. I know all of you are wonderful, beautiful people. I don't give a damn about what you do with yourself and what you listen to, what you wear or whatever. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you are you, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that, because people are beautiful. We are beautiful beings, and we shouldn't take that for granted. Accept who you are, and when people see that, they're going to back away from that. Not everybody, but the people that try to bully you about how you look, they're going to see that you are confident in yourself and that you know you look fantastic, and they're just going to be like, okay, I'll leave you alone. And that's how it works. And that's how I handle it when people ask me, what do I do when I do get hate from people? And it's very simple. I just shake it off. Literally, I just shake it off. Because if there's going to be people in the world that I do not know, I've never met, I've never spoken to, and they're going to go to me on Tumblr anonymously and tell me that I look ugly, that's not gonna matter because they don't know me. So why should their opinion matter if they don't know what I'm like in real life? They'll tell me I'm this ugly bitch, but they've never once met me. So how would they know what I'm like? And you shouldn't do the same either. You shouldn't take this stranger's opinion over someone's compliment, because that person that's being mean to you, they don't know you one bit. And I know for sure that majority of you that I have talked to, you are wonderful people. You're very sweet. You have a lot going for you. A lot of you are really talented. And there's people that are trying to push you down because they see that skill and they see that talent and they're intimidated by it. That's what people do when they say mean things. They're intimidated by you because they know you got something that they don't. So because they don't have that, they're going to try and take that away from you. And you shouldn't let them do that, because that means they won. And I see people give up on things like they said, you know what, I'm going to just close my blog, I'm going to delete my Facebook, and you know what, those people that tell you to do that stuff, they won, and they know that, and you shouldn't let them win, because that's not how it should go. You need to show them that people like that don't matter to you. The only people that matter to you are the people that love you, and that's all that should matter. And when you take someone's nasty insult over someone else's compliment, that's a really big issue. And that's something you got to work out for yourself. Don't take things too personally, because when you do, that's going to ruin your whole day or your outlook on things. And just take the positivity, just let it sink in. Just breathe in the positive air and it will feel a lot better. And I promise you that. And so I just want to let you know, don't be ashamed to be who you are or to be yourself or express yourself. Don't feel ashamed about that, because you as a person are unique and no one should take that from you. I just want to let you guys know you're very special. You mean a lot to me, and I want to thank those that have been good to me, and I want to thank those also that have tried to put me down, because it shows a lot. It shows more about who you are than it is about me. And that applies to people that say things about you. They think that's going to affect what people think about you, but in reality, it says a lot more about them than it does about you. And that is that they're just these people that are really mean, and they just try to bring people down, and that's not cool. That's not right. And they're going to see you as, oh, you know, this person, she shouldn't be going through that. And nobody should. Nobody should be bullied about the way they look or be ashamed about the way they look or how they express themselves. Nobody should. And so I just want to let you know, you guys are wonderful. So thank you so much. And I hope this video helped you guys out in some way. So just comment and subscribe down below. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them as much as you can, okay? Just remember, you are beautiful. Go out there and express yourself. Be happy about it. I don't care if you're in a freaking banana suit playing the freaking maracas. I don't care. That's freaking awesome. Go and do that. Because that's awesome. It's fun. It makes you happy. And that is what makes you. Be happy with who you are.